Good jammage to start the day. Better than a cup of coffee. Hey, Justin, so glad to have you on the show.
Good to see you.
This is Licks and Tricks. I'm your host, Ethan Mackowick. Got Justin Cross, brother of Nate Cross.
Whoa.
The Brothers Cross. Finally got
Brother of Nate Cross, all right.
as he's better known as. No, we finally got the lead guitarist from Ugly
That's
Blondes
right.
on the show. The man, the myth, the legend. We were just jamming on a little fluff emission.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little, it's probably the heaviest thing that we've got going on.
Dude, that riff is so nasty.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Yeah.
Like some gross notes in there.
Mm-hmm. So let's start off with like some of the ideas that you kind of roll with, because that riff is like, it requires a sort of tenacity and angst in order to like solo over it. You gotta have some.
Yeah, I wrote it when my parents punished me for not eating my broccoli, so.
Fuck you, Mom.
Yeah, in my room, yeah. No.
So what are some of like the licks you bust out that you like to bust out over that?
Really anything any kind of variation that maybe sounds a little bit off.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying not to keep it on the pentatonic, just predictable stuff.
Trying to
You
hit some
wanna
gross notes?
Try to hit some gross notes. It might not technically be correct, but we try to, something that's going to jump off you to be like, ooh, I don't know. And then you're like, well, maybe that's okay. And we'll leave it in there.
What's something that you like to do? Can you give us a demonstration?
Just kind of getting off, obviously that's in C, you're obviously going to start in C, whatever. So like, you'll start in, the predictable, and then kind of just like
Little chromatic
really hang on the gross note and let it just kind of drip off, the riff and you want, it really should come to a stop, but like just push it a little bit more and kind of let it go.
That's an interesting thing of like holding on to the gross notes.
Yeah.
Like if you only play it like real quick, people think you fucked up.
Right,
They're
you
like,
want it to like, we're doing this. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
I wrote this song, bitch.
Yeah.
I had a buddy in high school who said, I thought this was the greatest quote of all time. He said, "I'd rather be seen as crazy than bad."
Right.
So if he fucks up, he keeps fucking up, just so people know, like, I'm trying to do this. Like, yeah. And I thought that was like just wisdom.
Yeah.
So that's cool. You employ that. So you do like, I like that thing.
Right, and then and try, instead of like always kind of bending up and doing I try to go down and give it kind of like almost like the whammy bar kind of sound, like a, and then kind of give it a bringing it down kind of note instead of just the predictable up all the time.
So you do like the
yes,
like doing that thing.
Yeah.
You also have a very fast vibrato, which I kind of do too. Your vibrato's like just like real hectic. Like
yes. Yeah, kind of give it the more of the vibrato, and then the better. I think it sounds better when it's on one of those notes that are kind of like creeping around the pentatonic scale kind of thing, instead of right on the always predictable note. So
yeah, and that riff isn't like, it's not like in a pentatonic thing either.
No.
So it's like you kind of have to do that.
No, I mean that last note belongs nowhere near
That's like the
the
doom
main
note.
riff. Yeah. So it probably should end up like tuned down, but we just keep it in standard. So
yeah, that's awesome. So let's roll back a little bit.
Yeah.
When you were a little tyke.
Okay.
When you were a little kid, little Justin.
Yeah.
You and little Nate were playing guitar together,
Yes.
right? Who were some of your like guitar legends that you looked up to and like made you want to play guitar?
Starting out, like initially it was
Or like maybe like intermediate area.
Initially it was definitely obviously it was probably Jimmy Page first.
Yeah.
That's why I play a Les Paul instead of anything else. Had to get it because of him, starting out like in grade school. And then probably Tony Iommi is definitely like, that's where I try to like.
That's where the doom comes from.
Yeah, model some of the stuff, some of the style of playing that we have, and some of the leads that I put over our songs.
Can we talk about some of those leads?
Sure.
Because there's something I've always noticed about Ugly Blondes is like you do when Nate's doing the chords.
Yeah.
And there's something about like getting two guitars to work together. I think you guys do a really good job of it. Is you'll do like we were talking about before, like you do a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I kind of want to, you know, while one guitar, in my mind, how I envision it anyway, while one guitar like maybe is doing a downward progression, you want the other one to kind of keep your ears going the other way, and you're just having like a pull away kind of sonic, you know, dynamic to it. So I never kind of want to always have the same guitar doing the same thing. You know, I'll try to, as much as you can, do a different thing other than you know what the rhythm's doing. So
get a little juxtaposition to those parts.
Right.
That's cool. Is there any kind of example you could think of? I'm trying to think of like in Destroyer or something.
Destroyer. Not really. I think
of a good song
I think in Not Mitch, kind of we do. My lead is. And it doesn't really fit really anywhere with the real notes that Nate's playing. That's what I'm playing. And
do you know what Nate's playing during that? And like we can.
I don't know. What do you what are you playing in that song? Is that what you're doing? Nah.
We got Nate in the building.
That's the thing. I don't even know. Like we kind of just have our own separate parts.
Do you feel it out like more like by ear? So you're not even thinking about like how it's actually like mapping on the fretboard. You're like, this just sounds dope.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
What's the Not Mitch riff again? A little lick you play?
It goes. Because I think he lands on that note, and then just to kind of give it a little more texture, you kind of give it the. Yeah.
And those are both, you end on terrible notes.
Right, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
one above the C, then like one above the fifth one.
Yeah. Oh. You just, you know, want to make it work that way. So.
But if you lean into it, it's cool.
That's right.
That's dope. What?
I mean, it kind of gives it a better, like when I use this pedal, it kind of gives it a better echo, you know, like a. And it kind of just, you know, maybe not even play it so much, like a. Kind of just let it go and have that echo kind of carry it. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
So for the people at home, it's kind of like that lick is just so cool. So it's almost like Jerry Garcia does this a lot, where like, that kind of thing. But then you go, so you're doing something kind of pretty, then
right,
and then you just hold on.
Yeah, you're following like a scale, and then the last note is just
out of the ordinary.
Out of the ordinary. Yeah.
Super cool stuff. Next thing is there like when you're soloing, are there any fallback licks you have? Something like, I know I can do this really well. It wows the audience. Something that's like I think is pretty dope. And it's kind of like, because there's a couple licks I have like that. Where
well, let's see what you got.
Something like. Oh, that's lame. I'm trying to think of something. Now you put me on the spot. I put you on the spot. I got one. Fuck, I can't play it. Like that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, kind of like when you're, you know, maybe if you're just like shredding a little bit and you're, you know, you're at kind of like a standstill, like a. Fuck.
Now we're on the spot. Oh yeah.
You know, the typical like hammer on pull off kind of thing that you can always fall back on. You know, like the classic free bird, just on and on and on.
And just keep it going. People are like, whoa. And really, that's a lot easier than people think it is.
Yeah, and then like kind of like resolving solos. I mean, I kind of always fall back on just like the hard bends, like the. And then
again, that gross note.
Yeah, kind of really. I always kind of, you know, instead of going, you know, the full step, you kind of just take it to the half step and see how it goes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If this note isn't working, then one I know works. We'll just move it a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Move it on.
So you're like thinking on the spot, like,
how can
I make this so gross?
Most of it is, you know, live. But you know, when we're in the studio, we're trying to think of something that's not technically, write, or something that's going to jump off the page at you. And we actually do spend a decent amount of time thinking that way. So
yeah. Well, yeah, the licks, like, they don't make. I don't want to say they don't make sense, but like they do have musicality to them. They serve the song in a certain way.
Yeah, I mean, how can you make just a regular punk song jump off the page at you and be like, well, that's a little bit different. So we try to throw some effects in, things, nothing too crazy, but
get a little crazy.
Yeah,
just a little bit. So that's awesome. We'll cut out all our mistakes. Don't worry, JJ. We'll cut out every mistake, I hope. It'll be we'll have a slash dub in.
All right.
So it'll be slash playing all those licks. But last thing I want to ask, something I ask all the guitarists that come on the show, is something, whenever you're not working on a new song, you're not writing anything, not really practicing, but you come home to your guitar, what's something, like, either in the past or now that you gravitate towards playing? It's just something like you're laying on the couch, jamming out.
Like a song?
Doesn't have to be a song, just like any, like, some chords you really like, or some.
I really just kind of like when I'm at home, I don't really, because we're constantly like practicing and doing like heavy stuff. I don't really want to hear the big fuzz pedal and stuff like that. So I usually just take that off, and I really just kind of like noodling with the open chords, and really probably should just be acoustic, but any kind of open chords like. Something like that, something
That's
weird
pretty.
like that.
I like that chord a lot with all the open strings in there. So it's just like the 2 frets.
Yeah, just the 2 frets, the 5th and the.
Super nice. Yeah.
Something that kind of you're not giving yourself a headache while you're sitting there as well. So,
you're just relaxing, you're calming down.
Yeah, that's right.
That's awesome. That's like the most true to form, I think, answer I've heard on that. A lot of people are like, I have no fucking idea, but like, that's awesome.
Yeah, like you don't want to, you're practicing all these heavy songs all the time, over and over again. It's like I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't want to practice the heavy stuff.
I just want to do something kind of pretty.
Right, yeah.
Don't have to think too hard.
Yeah, that's right.
That's great. Well, Justin, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to tell people? Any wisdom that you have?
No,
No,
I got nothing. How about you?
Nah. I'm all out of wisdom. Well, this has been great, Justin. Thank you again for coming on.
Appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. It's been Licks and Tricks with Ethan Mackowick. Good night. Yay.
That was really good.
I love how we both flow.